Ooh, hey, it's Dynamite, and we got the full crew here.
Oh shit! Where?
We got to 3 minutes.
Hey, you can say shit. It's like 9 p.m. It's like 11 p.m. on the East Coast.
It's 10 p.m. here in the Midwest.
You can absolutely say shit. You just can't say the F word for another 2 minutes.
Fun? What word would that be, John?
That would be fun because AEW Dynamite was fantastic tonight. Absolutely. I couldn't come up with another F word that meant
fun,
but
realistic, expialidocious,
futuristic.
I had a great time, guys. What did you think? What did you think of the episode overall?
Can we start the ending right away? That's so much
usually
fun.
how we do that. I did want to know.
Welcome to the show, everyone.
Thank you for joining us, Caesar. I want to introduce you to our format.
Caesar.
No, I wanted to say
Caesar's first episode, ladies and gentlemen.
I wanted to ask you guys what you thought of this episode as a whole, because I feel like AEW has been cooking lately, and more in most of the storylines on the program. Tonight actually flew by though. But what did y'all think, man?
I'll let Nick go first.
Yeah, like pacing wise, Caesar, we kind of talked about this a little bit off the show, but early on, definitely, it felt like it was kind of a slower thing, and I don't know if it was necessarily the crowd at certain parts sucking the air and the life out of the show, but that ending,
the crowd stunk. They didn't. It's one of those things. They cheered for the weirdest things, right? They didn't care when Samoa Joe dropped Chris Jericho onto horseshoes, but they cheered so loud when Chris Jericho threw coffee on Samoa Joe. So I'm like, What the fuck do these people want? Like, what kind of crowd is this?
It was so weird. There's some things they would cheer for, some they wouldn't, and I almost wonder if there's a situation where they had some sort of issue with how they mic'd up the crowd, because usually when they do like these kind of smaller arenas, and it looked great how they had everything set up in the venue, but it was like a very like low incline bleacher section. So I don't know if that was an issue with them getting things mic'd up.
There's a lot of people really excited that AEW didn't have the LED boards tonight. That's a fucking weird thing for me. I've seen conversation about the LED boards around the ring. I'm like, what the fuck? This is the kind of shit that I'm talking about when I say
LEDs.
Justice for LEDs.
AEW's fan base, their core fan base, holds AEW to a higher standard than WWE fan base holds WWE. They're fucking complaining about shit. The most minuscule thing, like the LED boards are there, man. The LED boards were gone this week. The feeling is so back. Like, shut the fuck up. Holy shit.
That was the feeling. Okay.
That's the feeling. Oh no, this show that I like developed into an actual television product. You fucking stink. Like, as AEW fans, like, you actually stink. You people fucking suck. Anybody.
All right, at least we got past the 5-minute mark.
If you can come up with an actual reason why that matters, beyond I wanted to feel different from WWE, like, it feels different by virtue of the fucking content. Like, do you watch this show? What are you talking about? Makes me sick sometimes.
Oh no, there was that thing that Mac posted in the regular like dirt sheet chat, whereas the person in the comment section of some AEW match and just like, I don't know what the story is here. Like, have they been building? It's like, yes. Have you watched the show the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, you get it all the time. You get comments from people who don't watch the show all the time, but the comments from people who do watch the show can sometimes be worse. Like I said, the LED thing, like, it pulled at my little beard hairs. I was like, this is annoying.
I'm pulling my beard hairs as we speak, just hearing that. I'm just like, that is the most nitpick of nitpicks, you know?
But I guess I'll let you guide us, my friend Nick, while I try to play in the 1s and 2s back here.
All right, well, if I'm going to be guiding us the rest of the way, hey guys, watch for the shoe, because guess what? We saw a literal murder. We saw a literal betrayal. Look at that vampire. Mariah May doing the unthinkable. It's one of those things too where I feel like so many people saw this coming, just not yet. Mariah May with an utter betrayal, stabbing Timeless Toni Storm in the back, making her bleed with her own shoe.
Oh, go ahead.
I have one actual sort of beef with this whole thing. Is like, I thought it was just going to be a simple, okay, clocked her, she's down, we'll see her next week, blah, blah, blah. No, she did what you said. She murdered her. So it's like, I didn't see that coming.
Oh, what?
I'm happy for it, but...
What's your beef with it?
I didn't expect that. I thought it would just be some simple, like, I'm going to clock her once, hold the belt, and leave. No, she went full send and just the shoe, the belt, everything. I was like, whoa! So...
But Kim, I was gonna say I think a lot of people expected it in the other direction. I saw a lot of people thinking maybe Toni Storm was gonna be the one to turn on Mariah May here, but there was something Tony Khan said a long time ago, and admittedly I'm not the one who remembered it. Someone else remembered it on Twitter. And I'm going to steal their memory for myself. Yeah.
Now.
So, there was a press conference a long time ago when the Timeless Toni Storm thing kind of just started. And Toni Khan was explaining that he came up with the idea, and then he gave Toni Storm a bunch of homework, and she really went home and she internalized it. But he referenced this movie called All About Eve. It's a 1950s film that tells the story of Eva Harrington, a young starlet who manipulates a successful actress called Margot Channing so that she can achieve the fame herself. And that kind of is exactly what we're looking at here, in that movie would go on to inspire the overall overarching narrative of this Mariah May Toni Storm thing. Even if the details aren't exactly the same, the idea that the young starlet would manipulate the foolish, older, established veteran into taking her spot for herself. That's perfect. Listen, this Mariah May thing, all the way through, as a fan, I'm a big fan of Mariah May. I was, admittedly, a long time ago on Instagram, Mariah May was in a group of girls that, before she was a wrestler, when she was just part of the community alongside us, and I didn't believe that they were fans. It was her, and it was a couple other like ultra hot, like model-esque type girls, and they would like buy wrestling shirts and they would model in them, but they would never post like opinions and shit. So I was like, these girls are like fucking they're fucking faking. You're invading my space.
You're not real.
And later on, Mariah May would start to train to become a wrestler, and I was watching closely because I was like, well, she's proven me wrong. She got in the ring. As soon as she got in the ring, I was like, okay, well, fuck. That's all it takes. So I've been watching her career really closely. When she joined AEW after her stardom run, I was like, all right, let's see how this goes. AEW's women's division didn't have the best reputation at the time, and some of the better storylines in the women's division were because they were carried by girls who really had it. So I was like worried for Mariah, but she came in, they immediately paired her with Toni Storm, and they have carefully, slowly, meticulously, strategically told this story for the last, 8 months? Almost a year?
Yeah.
Bro, the fact that this started off as a plan B, like this was meant to be, just in case Jamie Hayter doesn't come back. Like it became one of the best stories in the company. Bryan Danielson won a shot at the main event of Wembley, but this feels like the most important match on the card. I wrote a little thing and I posted it talking about how most of the criticisms of AEW's women's division are outdated. And this was a big ass example of that. This is one of the best women story moments in AEW history, but in general, story moments in AEW history. Just a great moment all around, a great way to close Dynamite. That's how I felt about it. I loved it. 5 stars. Get him the Emmy.
No, absolutely. I'm kind of disagreeing with that little opinion up on the top there, where this one guy was saying that, like, oh, WWE did it better. Like, I think these are two vastly different things.
Yeah, they're not even close. Like, what the fuck?
How do you relate the two? Just because someone's bleeding? Like, go back to every first blood death match, you name it.
This is great.
Wow, that is... Woo!
But here's what I want to say, like, Mariah, sticking with the kayfabes here, Mariah played the game perfectly, and this was exactly what it needed to be, and I'm glad that nothing felt rushed, nothing felt out of place. Like, look at that. Like, you could feel, like, emotion and fury behind that.
That's the thing about Mariah that I ended up I love about her as a wrestler. She does not throw like feather punches. She doesn't go out there and she doesn't work like a diva. She only looks like one. She works. She works like a new age professional wrestler. She gets her shit in. She's beating the shit out of Toni Storm. Like,
look at that.
She is demolished. I didn't even see that. I didn't see it take out Aubrey like that.
Yeah, I remember too. That was a major thing. Aubrey rarely ever gets hit. I'm struggling to think of like a handful of moments where it's happened, but just again, that shows us how different this was. And I respect for Luther too to be able to take that flip off of the ramp through the tables with a suit on.
That was actually so fucking good. He takes the most ridiculous bump. Like, I don't think you can see it here, but he goes over. You can kind of see his feet. But he goes over in like the most fucking cartoonish, comedic way. It matched this story and the way they've told it. Like, I know some people will see it out of context. They don't watch the show. They'll complain about it, but fucking Luther going over like a big flopping duck. That was just great. That's added a lot to this moment. Mariah May is a star. She's a fucking star.
Look at that. That's presence right there. She has so many emotions she is conveying here. She's got the happiness, the elation from winning that tournament. And now look, pure fury, pure hatred. Like, she doesn't give a care in the world. Look at that.
I'm really, really excited for her promo next week because I want to hear what she's got to say about this. Like, was she always using Toni Storm? Was there a moment where she realized she was going to do this? Like, I don't even know. Here it is. This was awesome. The camera pulls back and they've got the match card set up. Like, the first time we see it, when you're watching this story, you don't expect that the first time you see this match card, this is what's going to be laying under it. Toni Storm's dead body. She kicked the dog shit out of Toni Storm at one point. She just kicked her ribs into her back. Man, I can go on about this for a long time. This was awesome.
No, it was. And again, too, like, this is one of those things where we all knew something was coming between them because, it was more of just a case of when is it happening? I wasn't expecting it to be right there and so fast after running right up to the trophy. Like, there was no build up or anything, and that was exactly what they needed to do for this.
Thank God.
There
it is.
Caesar, you were saying something?
Oh, I was just saying, thank God, like how they did it. It was just like it happened, and now we can find a bloody mess on the stage.
Yeah, they still got a collision to shoot after that. But
she's still on the stage.
Go ahead, Nick. What were you talking about?
Walk around her.
I'm just trying to like take in some of the different angles and posts right there that we're scrolling through.
Yeah, a lot of people excited. Not too much negative stuff to be said about this. I think you'll have to dig really deep to try to find something wrong with this. Or you're just a fucking hater. That's okay.
Like that one dude that's trying to say this was the equivalent of Stone Cold and Bret Hart.
They're just trying to make everything like WWE. Shut the fuck up, you small brain motherfucker. It's okay. It's fine. I won't make fun of him. Also, shout out to Willow. Owen Hart tribute gear. She is beautiful. God damn. Look at that smile. How could you not? Listen, The entire women's division is cooking. The Willow Nightingale story with Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway cost Willow Nightingale here tonight. That needs to be a big ass stiff match at Wembley Stadium. I want to see a street fight, 1-on-1. We haven't had a 1-on-1 women's street fight in AEW in a long time. Willow Nightingale has become the queen of the street fights here. The tag match street fights. So this will be the opportunity to have her and Chris go out there and just beat the shit. Just really impress everybody. 20 minutes, 15 probably. You don't want them to kill each other for 20 minutes, and you don't have any Willow or Chris to come back to.
Right, and that's one of the things too. Is remember there one match that was on one of the pre-shows. Cannot remember what pay-per-view it was. That match sucked. It was terrible. So
you're right.
I think they both want to prove something that like that was just a fluke. That was just a one-time thing. Like they are going to go absolutely ham on it. Now I dig that, and shout out too to that amazing tribute right there. Everyone bringing out some tributes in some way there.
Bryan had on some tribute gear too.
Yeah,
Toni wearing black and red. Oh no, wait, never mind.
Wasn't Mariah?
No, but yeah, not just the Willow Chris match. Even though I was kind of thinking about it while you were talking, and I was like, should this be on a Wembley? Like, I love this feud. I love this story. I don't know if I wanted to sit at the the beginning of a bottom of a card, like on a pre-show or something like that. I think you've got two pay-per-views within 2 weeks of each other. I think Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale ironically have a bigger stage for themselves if they waited till Chicago. I don't know how to explain that.
Selfishly, I hope that they wait till Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you fucking bastard. But yeah, no, that and Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo is another women's story that's cooking. And they're cooking it lower on the card, which is interesting. You've got kind of spread all the way across the show. Toni, Mariah on top, Willow and Chris in the middle, Deonna and Thunder Rosa on the bottom, Mercedes Moné and Dr. DMD fucking on the upper mid card. Yeah, I wouldn't say mid card because they're above. They're definitely above Chris and Willow, but they're below Toni and Mariah in terms of not quality, but just how they're being booked and positioned on the card. Britt versus Mercedes feels like a Wembley match, if only because star power and how long they've been kind of teasing that. And that actually feels like a big, stare down, you think you're special thing.
So you got the gatekeeper of AEW that we've talked about with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, plus someone that was there watching from the sidelines who now wants to be a part of All In.
Oh, yeah, look, the perfect tweet. Nice little slideshow of images of AEW's women's division just fucking cooking. Good stuff, man. Like I said, a lot of the criticisms you're hearing are outdated and don't matter anymore, and they're coming from people who don't watch the show and they're pushing a narrative. So fuck them.
Yeah, no, they can just go away and stay gone. Well, fellas, we kind of mention it a little bit. Should we talk about the match itself that happened with Willow and Mariah May?
Absolutely. I put my mic down for a second. I didn't mean to leave you there. Absolutely.
Honestly, I dug the whole match, and I think it definitely woke up that crowd because there was a lot that they were and were not cheering for. You mentioned that a little earlier. Yes, Caesar.
Question for you guys. Would you say, because I know you mentioned Willow's gear as a tribute, would you say Mariah's was too, possibly?
Yeah. I mean, looking at it up close, it's definitely black and pink, and I mean, this is they're both rocking black and pink. Now that I look at it, Toni and I didn't even realize that. Actually, my wife has that same exact robe. I wore it online.
That's true.
I didn't even realize. That's great. I would have worn it tonight while cheering for Mariah May. But seriously,
you better. There's still time. Put it on now.
Great stuff. The match itself
was dope.
Was great. I mean, most of the wrestling tonight it was just the crowd was like not here for it for some reason. They don't want to see wrestling. They want stories.
They want to stand. That's why.
They want coffee in your face. Watch out for forklift and Zamboni traffic.
Oh.
There was a sign. There was.
Sucks.
There was a sign. If Samoa Joe knew how to read, everything would be fine. Anyway.
Damn it, Joey.
I don't really have much to say about that main event match because it was as good
all
as
that.
as good as the match was. That fucking main event segment was just so good. That's where all my attention went.
No, that's exactly what it was. Let's kind of mix things up a little bit. Usually we jump right back to the beginning of the show, but you know, we had some pretty spectacular moments going on right before as well. So we had the first segment where Darby Allin making his grand return, destroying Sir Landon.
Can't find that shit.
Braden.
Find Darby. Darby. Darby.
Listen,
what was that? Dershi Radio at the top?
I thought it was.
Definitely.
I wonder if he's actually healed. Just never know with Darby anymore.
So
he's attacking a poor defenseless man. He jumped him from behind. Darby is absolutely the heel now.
Dude, that coat must be hot as hell. Holy
no,
shit.
it's not. Darby wears it all the time. It's insulated.
It's just skin down. All it is.
That's
Honestly,
good
that
stuff.
probably is what it does. Yeah. So is Darby gonna start becoming the elite hunter with Kazarian gone?
He said Dynamite 250. We're just getting started. I think he's gonna challenge Jack Perry 1-on-1. But next week's show is so stacked, I wouldn't even put that match on that card. Like,
Honestly, save that. Pillar versus pillar.
yeah, that's a big one. Have they even had a 1-on-1 before?
I don't
I
think
want
there's
to.
a
Yes. Yeah, it's been a while because I remember. I think Darby was the TNT champion.
Oh shit, you're probably right. Open challenge.
Now
Which,
I'm
by the
gonna
way,
verify.
I don't know why I didn't make it on TV, but Mercedes Moné has made an open challenge for next week. Not anybody's invited except for the doctor. Not Britt Baker. You stay home. You're not invited.
No dentists.
Can't imagine why. Brandon Cutler is going to report Darby to HR.
That's actually Braden, remember?
There he is.
We called him Braden, apparently.
Oh, look at him go. Look at him.
He's crying more than anything.
2 weeks now? First CD makes me bleed buckets? Oh, God, and now Darby. Oh, Darby, you paint me up like a clown. You son of a... No,
This is ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Brandon Cutler is fucking ridiculous.
I'm a high executive producer here. I deserve more respect than this. I'm reporting you. I'm reporting you all to HR.
Boy, let me tell you, we are so far away from that character he was when he first signed, and they wanted him to be this grand underdog.
I still believe that was like that's one of AEW's top moments. Like having building to Brandon Cutler versus Peter Avalon and the loser versus loser streak ends because somebody has to win this match.
There must be a winner.
This jobber versus jobber feud that actually worked. That's the AEW I miss. People talk about the feeling. That's the kind of off the wall shit that people complained about that I loved. Shit like that. But I'm down. I don't know about this guy. This potential all-in card. Swerve versus Danielson, Mariah versus Toni, Mercedes versus Ospreay versus Pac, Hangman versus Okada. It's the Hangman versus Okada one is so weird to me. Like what? It's a great match. That's actually the match that made me a Hangman Page fan. Hangman Page versus Kazuchika Okada at the 2018 G1 Climax. But young boy Adam Page. I watched Adam Page grow up in pro wrestling. It took me a little bit to get over him as a young boy. I couldn't really see him as a guy, until that match with Okada. 2018 G1 Climax. Check that shit out if they're actually going to run this. Oh, hey! Gary,
Hey.
how you doing?
The match
Hey.
with HR or HR
He's going to
representative.
join us live eventually.
Maybe one day.
That's right. We'll talk about Samoa Joe in a little bit.
Oh yeah, but we just mentioned it too. He had Hangman versus Okada being on there. That was one of the segments right before this that I wanted to really get to. Hangman Page, number one, man pushes right by Renee. You don't disrespect Renee Paquette like that, man. Number two, man goes up, bang, 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 He wants to get in there and talk with the Elite. Okada says, nah, he's going to be the one to help you. Hey, that's not good enough for Hangman. These guys go face to face before the Jackson 2 makes their way out to try and ease the tension here. Hangman leaves them by saying it will be him. We don't know what he means necessarily.
I'll do it.
He'll do it. Could that mean blood and guts?
Well, they confirmed him. They
did?
confirmed him later in the show. He was on the graphic. Confirmed.
Ooh, all right, so it is him.
Yeah. Let me say this. While we're talking about Hangman, we'll segue it. I'll pull it together. We'll talk about the opening match and the Hangman segment at once.
All right.
Because let me tell you something. I love Bryan Danielson with all my heart. I didn't want to see him go to Wembley in his main event. I was like, wait. What are we fucking doing? I love Bryan. I definitely am very weird about the decision they made to go with him over Hangman at Wembley. This match, first of all, these series of matches, Bryan versus Hangman Page, this is going to go down as one of the best series of wrestling matches in AEW. And that's saying a lot because they have so many great matches. But holy shit at the quality here. Never drop. The quote-unquote worst match in the quadrilogy would still be better than most of your favorite fucking wrestler performances. I can't... I'm gonna miss these guys together. They complemented each other in a way that I never really understood. Just their styles blended together perfectly. There were some points in the match where they were just knocking the shit out of each other. And the thing about Bryan is he loves it. He fucking loves it. So
we've heard all those stories too in the past of Danielson yelling at people backstage for going too easy on him.
Yep, not giving it back to him.
Exactly.
That's his big thing. That's where you'll get the respect from him. And it used to be a lot of pro wrestlers. You got to give it back. You can't be crying. He hit me too hard. I can't believe you. That's how you end up off TV, Sammy Guevara.
Dude, do you remember how hard he was kicking Satnam Singh in their match?
You know the thing about Bryan is he's an admitted bully. He's got a Napoleon complex. When he sees people bigger than him, he has to establish himself as I can fucking control this situation. So he's just dropping those fucking hits on Statnam and again here with Hangman. Hangman is a little I was gonna say considerably taller, but he's got a few inches on him. And they went out there and they worked a fucking excellent match. If this is the last time they'll touch each other, excellent. But this Hangman Jarrett thing, what are we doing with this?
The Outlaw and the Hangman. I kind of respect that. I think there's a way that I've appreciated how they're going with Hangman being disrespectful in the tournament, just not to Owen. So it's kind of on the line where Jarrett's like, you are so close to disrespecting my long lost best friend, you know?
I'm still wondering how that pays off.
It's good when there's the live leak watermark on it.
This kind of what I see that watermark and I get scared that we're gonna get taken down. That's absolutely will happen. Oh shit, Jesus, don't break my heart, buddy. Did we lose to Keshta? No, I know he's going to G1, baby.
I did see some insane news from Collision, and I got upset. Before we went on.
I might have seen what you're talking about, but we'll talk in a second. Like I said, Hangman did get confirmed, though he's up here in this graphic. I imagine that the other three on Team AEW is Darby and FTR, but We'll see. Only because I don't want it to be the Acclaim.
I was just gonna say.
Oh, no.
No,
Billy Gunn.
Unless it's like some situation where the Acclaim comes into Blood and Guts and they show this insane performance that we never knew they had. Like they were bleeding and they were Terry funking all over the fucking place. Like holy shit!
Gets punched one time and starts blading.
What is Max Caster doing with a fork? No,
No.
Pizza cutter.
But getting back to this match, because I ain't gonna get to talk about Hangman versus Bryan anymore. I imagine we'll never see this match again.
That's true. That's
right?
true.
This is probably the last time they'll ever wrestle, and their series is completed. Bryan Danielson wins the series. That's so surprising to me. It's still crazy that he won the match, period.
Yeah. That was the other kind of, there was two swerves going on with these Owen Hart tournament finals, and both of them caught me off guard.
I talked too much. What do you guys think? Where are you with Bryan going instead of Hangman?
Oh man. Yo.
I'm just curious how this is gonna unfold. Straight up.
Yeah, could we take a moment to also appreciate the way Hangman landed basically right on his head following that spider suplex?
Everything he does scares the shit out of me now.
Because I was just thinking, like, Danielson's homeboy Moxley, gave this guy a concussion and knocked him out. So I was thinking, like, did that same thing just happen? Because the ref ran right up to check on him too, and he wasn't moving. Oh no, what's Hogan doing there, brother?
Listen, brother.
Tony Khan finally pushed that executive position on Bryan. Like, hey, brother, you're going over tonight.
Listen, brother.
Like I said, I feel like Wembley is the biggest show of the year for AEW, and it obviously is. And I think Hangman versus Swerve means more to the lore of the company than Swerve versus Bryan, which is kind of like there's no heat here. This is cold. This is very cold. And of course, we're fucking 2 months away almost, basically. So of course, there's a lot of time for it to heat up and all that.
I got one for you guys because, we're a podcast. Could this be turned into a triple threat?
That fucking sucks. But I mean, I'm sure it can. That stinks though. Like Wembley Stadium, what is this fucking WrestleMania? Do we need Bryan inserted into a triple threat main event in front of fucking 50,000 people again?
I thought it was like 60,
Again?
One last time, baby. Let's go.
Third time. No. I hate this actually. No,
One more time, baby.
No, man, Bryan versus Swerve is fine. I'm sure over the next 8 weeks they'll come up with some Washington versus Washington thing, but Hangman fucking Page, man, when he was the main character of AEW, we fucked him over with the CM Punk. I don't want to hear from nobody. I don't care what you CM Punk fucking fans think about this. CM Punk pinning Hangman Page was probably the single worst booking mistake this company has ever fucking made.
John, workers' rights.
Yeah, no, fuck you. Imagine getting so rattled by a promo you threaten not to put the guy over. You little pussy ass, fragile ass bitch. Hangman gets punished. There's no other way to look at it. He gets punished, pushed down the card after this. He finally redevelops his momentum. From 2023 to 2024, we've seen Hangman fucking take his entire position as one of the top guys of the company. This was the perfect moment to fulfill that, and they pushed that all the way through. So how the fuck did we end up here? I can only imagine that that Nigel didn't get cleared. That's my thought here. Nigel wasn't able to get cleared. They even brought Nigel McGuinness to Dynamite, put him on commentary for out of nowhere for no reason. So I'm like, this is it. We're doing this. Bryan versus Nigel. Let's fucking go. Nigel even says, and I didn't hear this because if I had heard him say this, I would have known that Hangman wasn't winning. Nigel says maybe somebody should interfere.
Ooh.
If I would have heard him say that, he would have blown the finish for me. I would have known Hangman's not fucking winning.
I didn't notice that one. What was that?
Oh yeah, no, that's basically how I expected it to go.
Damn.
I mean, fuck. Listen, just accepting reality for what it is. If this is the case, because we're so far away from August 25th that I'm kind of weary of this graphic. But Martha Hart comes in the ring and hugs Bryan with the blood all over him, and I thought, man, she must have really been a real one. It's hard. Most people are like, ew, he could have AIDS.
Especially considering how long he's been wrestling too.
She's funny as hell too. She go out there to cut a white meat babyface promo, and Bryan is dying. He's dying, ma'am. I've got a slice on my forehead. I would like to go get it attended to.
Willing to hug the bloody man, and we appreciate too. Again, I have said this several different times over the years, but I'll say it again right here. I never really cared for Jeff Jarrett over the years. The first time I cared about Jeff Jarrett was in AEW, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Listen, Slapnuts.
That's not.
That's Mr. Slapnuts to you.
I became nostalgic for him after a point, but I don't think it was him. I think it was just the time. Like, it's just the sound of Jeff Jarrett coming out to ruin a happy moment in TNA. Like, that was very nostalgic for those days. I hear that, and I get excited.
I'm so happy they were able to use that too. That is great.
But yeah, Chef's Kiss, great opening match, great final match to the Bryan Hangman series. Great way to add Hangman to Blood and Guts and to have him get his hands on Swerve, but this can't be the end of Hangman Swerve. So I'm like, what the fuck? How do we complete this? Like, how do we?
Shenanigans got to be happening on Blood and Guts.
Yes, sounds good actually right now.
It's so soon. It's so early. That was kind of my issue. If they had done Hangman versus Swerve, was that it's so early. How do we keep them from killing each other until then? Like, they shouldn't touch each other if they're going to be the main event of Wembley. But now that they're not, it's free. They're free to kill each other here. But this still can't be the end of Hangman versus Swerve. That's got to be a big one-on-one situation at a big show. And if it's not going to be Wembley, then it's going to be Chicago, isn't it?
Woohoo! It better be.
All right. That's kind of what I'm thinking here, because I keep on forgetting that we have an immediate pay-per-view immediately after. Like,
see, that's just it. And you gotta have something for your Chicago faithful, since that's literally your home base.
you want me to book it? I'll book it. I'll give you the fantasy booking. I need Hangman to cost Swerve. Fuck it. He's gonna cost him at Wembley. You set up the fucking rematch 2 weeks later and nobody bats an eye. Why wouldn't you want him dead 2 weeks later? He cost me. He owes me in front of 50,000 people.
The biggest stage.
That just satisfies me personally, because I get the Bryan world title win and I get Hangman versus Swerve in this massive career-ending, career-shortening fucking... Not really. I don't want them to actually shorten their careers, but, JR quote version of career-shortening.
Right.
Yeah, fuck that. Hell yeah. If that's what we're doing, then I'm down. I actually feel a lot better about it now that I'm thinking about All Out in Chicago.
That's exactly the thing, because I also forgot all about the fact that that's within the next 2 weeks. So, of following that event.
It's better than last year's setup, that's for sure.
Immediately, right after. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I know within the last 2 years, the Owen Hart Foundation and Martha, they had a lot of input in who won, because their organization is behind the whole tournament. So do they still have the input on the final and who wins it for the tournament? Do you guys know?
I don't think that they do, especially when the world title's involved. I feel like there's probably Tony Khan saying this have Martha. Imagine Martha.
John's
John.
John, your microphone.
Did you? You lost me?
Oh, there we are.
My circle.
Now we can.
You said about Tony and Martha and your microphone's out.
Because I'm fine.
Yeah, all of a sudden your bars are completely yellow.
Alrighty, so
There he
back to
goes.
this.
Oh, we lost him, and we lost the little sidebar. But no, because that was the thing, and I think that might be an area where maybe they got more clearance to be able to work with much more, you know, because like the last couple years, you really didn't get anything apart from just the titles. So I suspect that maybe now we're at a point where Martha might just be like, "Hey, you guys can have at it. You know, we trust you, we love you."
The one thing I'm really there he is.
Yeah, I was saying that Martha Hart ain't booking shit. And most likely they're just saying, "Hey, Martha, here's who we have winning the tournament," and Martha's like, "Yeah, that's cool." I don't fucking know who works here, so like, unless she's like a racist or a sexist.
Well, we don't know for sure. I mean, here's the thing, though. I could see like if you still have your foundation, you know, backing this whole tournament and whatnot, you probably wouldn't want someone with a nickname the Hangman to be there, since you have this charitable organization.
Does he actually hang people? And he's like, well, just a couple times, but they had it coming. They had it coming. What does that mean?
Times he was on too. And like, huh? You're doing what on the show?
I actually didn't occur to me that it did occur to me. But Jeff Jarrett being the special enforcer in the final of the Owen Hart Cup and getting to stand in the ring with Martha Hart, I feel like the significance of that flew by me for a second, because I was still like, Bryan. But this is a great moment for Brett and Martha all around. As much as people, I mean, who actually cares that Owen Hart is being honored in AEW? Only fucking weirdos have an issue with that.
Oh, that one dude who's like, WWE should totally sue them.
Yeah, that's right. Can we sue them? Is there a way we can take action?
Salty asshole.
Salty asshole is exactly how no asshole should taste.
No.
What? Salty?
Canceled.
No. Why would you be canceled? You king shaming if
How
you're
does that
canceled. You can't.
That's what gets canceled. Is the
reverse you, right? Reverse Uno. You king shamed me. You're done. Get out of here.
All right, this was Caesar's first and last episode.
You're done.
Perfect.
You've got to go. No. What was next?
We're so off the rails.
Oh,
but
Jeff Jarrett came out for the promo. That's what happened.
Huh?
Oh, Swerve.
After the match. Yeah, he came out for that promo.
Swerve Strickland.
Hey, well, we should start at the very beginning, because we didn't talk about was another off the rails man, Will Ospreay, coming out there.
Shit, I forgot that happened.
He didn't. Here's why. No, here's why you and everyone else forgot it, myself included. He stopped saying bruv so much.
That's ridiculous.
He had like 2 or 3 in there, maybe.
I don't appreciate that. I hate it.
I didn't hear any.
I don't like this at all. Be
like,
yourself.
This is just exactly. This is
don't ever let anybody
now
take that from you. Can I say I thought it was one of Ospreay's weaker promos? It might have been because of the quiet crowd at the beginning of the show made me feel like nothing was landing. I think if it had happened later on, I would have understood that this is just who they were. But I mean, he was saying a lot of things that made sense. But yeah, I thought it was missing some sauce. I don't know what it was.
Dare we say it was almost scripted feeling?
No, I wouldn't say that, because they literally don't have a script. But I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that. Like, the scripted feeling you get is, I'm reading a script and this is what I have to say tonight. Right. It just felt like I don't know. It felt weird. Felt empty. I don't know. That's me though. Maybe you guys loved it. What did y'all think?
Caesar, your thoughts?
Honestly, the fact that he didn't say bruv much kind of threw me a little bit.
Yeah,
it was cool to see him actually, dare we say, because we're so used to all his matches where he's like flying all over the place, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, to kind of throw it into like the side lane, the carpool lane, and talk for a minute instead of his usual antics. I'm not saying it was like the best promo ever in the world, but it was different. I'll go with it was different.
It was one of those things where, and I'm going to say this for both Ospreay and MJF, who was talking to him via video feed. I love the camera angles and how Ospreay kept looking at the screen and then turning around and looking at the camera, giving a reaction. I appreciated that. The rest of this, I don't know, it felt so predictable for what both these guys were going to say. And like, I'm sure there were zingers, but I couldn't think of any big ones off the top of my head that you would expect from a promo between these two guys.
I mean, there was, like I said, the things Ospreay was saying, I didn't have an issue with. You know, he comes and he's like, you know, I got to clean up the company after this fucking goofball with his level of the devil shit. You know, like kind of making references to the bad parts of each other's career, but it kind of felt empty. Even MJF being like, you know, as people see through your routine, and Ospreay kind of making fun of MJF's whole bad run, saying like, oh, you're at your best when you're a scumbag, even though, you know, it's 5 years old and the same old shit, but it's still you at your best. That was just something that didn't feel like, you know, he got this line right here, this
bidding war of 2024 didn't really go your way because Tony Khan would rather spend his money on guys that will elevate AEW rather than bury it.
That was such a line.
It's a great line.
Right there.
It's a great line. He just feels like sad. Like Ospreay's like sad. Like he doesn't want to say this. I don't like.
He looks so sad.
Bro,
It was a good one though.
I'm fucking tired, bro.
All this traveling.
Probably travel coming in from Uganda, bruv.
It could be. It really could be. Like I'm just fucking tired, bro. Like I just have jet lag. I've been wrestling 20-minute matches every fucking 3 days. I'm sick.
Which again, like that's the Will Ospreay that everyone loves, is the one that is so real and with it. And I don't know what it was. Maybe like, did someone get in his head or something that he was saying bruv too much? Because I almost feel like he was overthinking it because of that. Like he kept trying to stop himself from saying it almost.
Like censoring himself.
Probably the idea that they made a fucking shirt, right? Or that it's a meme. Or that people kind of associate the word with him now. But he should
as they should.
Yeah.
He should lean into it and take it. And just have to keep it for himself. It's not, you know, Americans don't know shit about no bruv. I don't give a fuck if every motherfucker you grew up with says bruv. I don't say it, so it's a cool Will Ospreay thing.
Exactly. And I think that should be leaned into a lot more. And I really hope it's not, you know, him getting into his own head, because he's mentioned that's something that does, you know, occasionally happen. It happens to all of us, you know. Oh no, not that guy. In the class action lawsuit against Tony Khan.
I want to know something. In what do y'all think about this happening next week? Some people have issue.
Well,
I've seen people take issue with it.
I have one question. Is this supposed to be that big match they were talking about, you think?
Well, there's two of them, and either one could be the big match. Nick, you should have fucking told me to move that logo off the top of your head.
Nah. Just kidding.
Okay. To be honest, I kind of didn't really notice.
Freedom. He is Mr. Dirt Sheet Radio.
Just put it on his face.
He's Mike Wazowski. What happened? Yeah, this might, I mean, not John, what's the fucking guy's name? Andrew Zarian was kind of, he said this was the big match, but I'm like, Swerve and Okada's on the same card, so I don't fucking know which one is the big match. They're both
Maybe
potential pay-per-view main events.
I'm seeing some people mentioning that this is going to be the opener.
That's how I see it.
That feels like it would be the opener.
It should be the opener.
I was waiting for the typical, this match is commercial free for the first hour.
But
something like that.
It probably will be anyway, because they never go to commercials for the first 20 minutes. So, like, that's why it's weird when they say that.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. One of the things, too, is MJF is either going to open the show or he's going to close the show. And the way Will Ospreay is as the international champion, that is totally going to open the show. There is no way.
A lot of people wanted this match to take place at Wembley. I thought it would take place at Wembley. Them doing it next week doesn't exactly disqualify it from taking place at Wembley, but
not exactly shenanigans. It's opening.
If they're going to touch each other for the first time, then you should probably do it on pay-per-view.
Nick.
Mine's are...
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Either you play too long.
Stop!
Please stop.
Stop it.
Yeah. But it's a big Dynamite, and we have been
250.
We have been kind of asking for Tony to give us back the big Dynamites. I've missed the big Dynamites, and the pay-per-view schedule that made it so that the big Dynamites don't exist as much anymore. So part of me feels like a hypocrite if I'm like, you should wait for the pay-per-view. It's a fucking dumb. Like, fuck it. This is exactly what we wanted. This is what we wanted. This is what I loved about AEW. The fact that they'd be like, hey, next week, Bryan versus Kenny. What? What?
No, and this is exactly what we mean when it's restore the feeling. Not, oh, good, they removed those LED boards at ringside.
It's back.
Holy
Dynamite's
shit.
back. Yeah, I'm fucking down. But
LED boards run the whole world.
Will Ospreay's nose looks very huge there.
I don't
looks
like
it's
it.
broken.
It probably is.
Why does it look like?
Anyway,
Oh my God.
I had to move on because Nick is
really bad.
slipping into a horrible slope that we can't.
That's Dynamite for you.
I was gonna mention that Triple H's nose.
Yes, Triple H.
I love the idea they just copy over Triple H's schnoz.
Actually, that's exactly
Oh my
what
God.
happened. We gave him the grind nose, bro.
Exactly, because he's been on that grind, bro.
Yeah, shit. Big Dynamite though. Nick, what the fuck are we missing?
Oh my gosh, that we've been on such a slippery slope ourselves that we are completely off the rails. But what we
What
were
was the
missing
Swerve
was the
promo?
Swerve, exactly, the Swerve
Wow.
Strickland promo. Following up, Swerve walks out after Danielson wins. Face to face, here we go. Main event, London. It is set. It is ready. That's going to be great. I wasn't expecting Danielson. We mentioned that earlier. Swerve comes out to cut his own promo. Dare I say, the crowd was definitely going to be utilized for a part of this promo in the sense that Swerve is taking a lot of periodic pauses to let it, whatever he said, digest and let the crowd react, but didn't really react a lot, did they?
No, and again, this is just all fucking night. I didn't think it had anything to do with the content. I think it was more the people in the audience. But yeah.
Those damn LED boards.
That was what caught them off
That's what
guard.
did it.
They didn't see the boards.
We need LED boards. now,
What
too?
the fuck is next to Swerve's head?
No.
What
What the fuck?
I looked for 2 seconds.
Can we appreciate there's that with like all these other wrestling things?
It's
Oh
all
my God,
wrestling. It's all wrestling. Why did the AI think that this goes with the other stories?
I mean, it is physical.
Now I want an update. Like, is she okay?
We call attention to it at this point.
Oh my god. All
Owen
right.
died in a horrific accident. It's the next one.
She passed away? How? No.
What?
No. Allergic. It was an allergy.
That does happen on occasion.
That happened.
That is a thing.
Oh my god. That's a horrible assault. We should not be laughing.
That is horrible. You know what else was absolutely horrible that a lot of people have allergies to? Drywall. One of the biggest matches that happened was the Stampede Street Fight. Chris Jericho versus Samoa Joe. How I managed to connect that, I don't know. Break the walls down, indeed.
Break the fucking walls, baby.
Literally, that's exactly what happened. Can we appreciate Big Bill like leaving the bathroom and he had the steel chair with him?
I didn't realize Jericho doesn't tweet anymore. And then he did. Oh, fuck! No.
Oh, no. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Never mind. Maybe we should not look through Chris Jericho's Twitter if we want to.
Uh-oh. I like that the previous thing we talked about, that's fine. Looking at Jericho's Twitter, that's what gets us canceled.
This is what's going to get us canceled. Oh, shit.
Oh no, we're getting demonetized.
Again? They didn't give it back, Nick. They never gave it back.
No, they did not.
No.
In fact, is it just you, or like I keep getting notifications that they're not giving back?
No, that's me. That actually is me. That's me continuously requesting reviews and the system glitching, sending it back 1 second later, meaning that nobody actually reviewed it. So fun stuff dealing with Facebook.
Hey, so I looked into that article.
We should not have any audio on that. But what were
I
you
looked
saying?
into that article, that suggestive article.
No,
no.
no.
What about it?
I looked into it.
Oh,
The man's at large still. He's on the loose.
oh
Was he?
no.
Was he large? How large?
I don't know.
No, we were talking about Chris Jericho and drywall, or sheetrock. It's definitely It's actually is sheetrock. When
The
they
sheetrock.
you can kind of see it right there. Poof! He popped his. Some dude just knocked his head on it.
Back there too.
Good old.
You know who else was there? Colt Cabana. Let's talk about that.
He's like, "What did you do? What did you do?"
He's just like, hey, Colt Cabana's back.
It's because Punk wasn't there.
Yeah.
I still will always look back. I love the visual that I had spawned up on one of the episodes of the Dirt Sheet Radio flagship show. Go check that out. I love the visual that would never have happened thanks to politics with politician Punk. Colt Cabana getting held back by the Dark Order. Is this the guy?
This is Chris Mystico, and he is challenging.
Was that the guy?
Regular Mystico. This is actually the guy who.
You know what I'm saying?
The Dollar Tree Bandit has unmasked himself.
Oh, no. Break the wall.
Stop it!
Is that Y2J?
Leave that lady's leg alone.
Oh.
No,
You don't want to hear what he did to the
he's,
Brazilian flag.
he's challenging Mystico to a one-on-one singles match. Chris Jericho's first match in Mexico in 30 years. And well, in a Mexican wrestling company, I'm sure he's worked at WWE Mexico events. 30 years versus Mexico on September 13th at the CMLL 91st anniversary show. That seems like a great place to start. CMLL is widely becoming known as one of the best promotions on the planet. So it's time to start getting that Friday night Arena Mexico show in our diets. But yeah, man. What did you? I didn't really care for the Jericho Joe match, and that's partly because the crowd was shitting. It's killing me. It's killing me. Actually killing me. Samoa Joe was written off for Twisted Metal 2 Season 2. I haven't watched the show, but I did love the game, so maybe I'll check it out eventually. I heard it was good. Anyway. Good stuff.
There's a little bit of trivia too for the match. Bleacher Report saying that Brian Keith was the only ally for either of the guys that came out during the entrances.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Big Bill was in the back, hiding, waiting for an opportunity.
Burn victim hook.
He's taking a bath. No. What was I gonna say about this? Yes, I tried to care. Oh, they said Hook couldn't get in the country, and Taz was banned. And,
because remember too at the start of the show they said that Taz showed up to the arena but was quickly escorted away from the premises because Chris Jericho lobbied the Elite for that.
He's in the back like, why the fuck didn't you tell me before I flew here? Like, shoot, I am shooting on you. Like, why did you ask me to come here? Like, what?
This sounds a lot like those Collision rumors, doesn't it?
Did you just fucking come up with this right now? Right now? Are you Vince McMahon?
Listen, Taz, go home.
Anyway, shit. This was decent. I don't know what they're gonna do, because Joe is gone, and I guess you do Shibata. Oh, well, you can do 2-on-2. Brian Keith apparently can't wrestle anyway, so Shibata and Hook, Jericho, Big Bill, and not at Wembley.
The way that John says it, he can't wrestle.
No Wembles. Why?
No Wembles.
Twitter's so fucked up.
Greatest Royal Rumble.
You get 2 hours ago, 7 years ago, and 6 years ago, 3 hours, 7 years. 2 hours.
Pays for his crimes.
What the fuck is this? Anyway.
I still love that visual of Hennig, quote unquote, saving Jericho.
Oh my god.
Oh yes, he saved Chris Jericho. Look at him by almost breaking his neck with his knees.
Yeah.
He saved him.
Everyone, they always say that. It's just the same thing where There's someone else I was gonna say there, but Tony Khan. I got distracted by Tony Khan will pay for his crime.
You just saw that?
I was gonna say, people say the same thing about that Rey Mysterio Logan Paul thing, but even Ray came out afterwards like, yeah, well, I mean, he didn't really save my life, but it was cool that he was standing there. But shit, do we have anything left on Dynamite after that?
Let's see. Only real thing that I can see that we still have to discuss, fellas, is the Global Glory 4-Way. They spent like 5 whole minutes trying to come up with that one. Claudio Castagnoli representing Switzerland versus Kyle Fletcher representing Australia versus Pac representing England versus Tomohiro Ishii representing the United States of America. Nah, just kidding, Japan.
Representing the United States of New Japan Strong.
Wow.
Let's go.
I appreciate too. The match starts and everyone just goes 0 to 100. Boom.
Is this Pac's Wembley moment?
Yeah.
It better be.
And if so, how satisfied are we with Pac versus Will Ospreay? Oh shit, are we? I didn't know that. Very fucking nice.
I just saw that too.
Ooh.
We're gonna get Tomohiro Ishii and AEW all summer long. Was that the fucking trade-off? No. But we got fucked because Ishii comes in and Samoa Joe is gone.
Oh no!
Like, what kind of monkey paw shit is this?
Oh, can we appreciate too? Like, was it just me or was everyone kind of off tonight in some way?
Yeah,
like in their matches.
I think of those fucking. I think it sucks when you go out there waiting for the reaction that you ain't got.
Jet lag.
Which I almost wonder too if like the crowd themselves were lagging because were they just coming off of another event recently?
Is this something Canada has going on?
Calgary Stampede is happening right now. That's a pretty big deal out there.
Why do they keep doing these Dynamite AEW fucking tours while they have a big thing going on? Like they keep coming back to Canada while something's going on. Last year was the same issue. They didn't even have many people come to the show because everybody was busy doing some important Canada thing. Oh, like, that's pretty. You should. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's important.
If you're from Calgary, it is.
You see what I mean? I know. I was in San Antonio. They got Fiesta every summer. You don't fuck with the Fiesta. I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm in New York, Puerto Rican. We got the New York, Puerto Rico fucking festival and parades every summer. You don't fuck with those. And most people know not to book events around them. So I'm like, what are we doing here?
Researching.
Alberta to us is like your guys' Texas, basically.
I have many things I could say about that, but I prefer not to anger any of my friends in Texas. I do love y'all. Anyway, Pac versus Ospreay just seems very big for Pac, and it doesn't seem like enough for Ospreay. Like last year, Ospreay got Chris Jericho and beat Chris Jericho, and I mean, as much, I don't really care how you feel about it. Chris Jericho is a big fucking deal.
Didn't they do a thing where Will was at a Rev Pro show, and then Chris Jericho showed up there and they beat his ass too?
Yeah, the night before. That was a callback to All In One, where he did it to Kenny.
Yeah, what I was getting at is like, could they somehow like have some stuff happen at like a Rev Pro show that gets intertwined into this kind of thing?
I'm sure that they will. But I don't see how that would make this Pac versus Ospreay match anything more than a really good showcase.
That's exactly what it's gonna be.
This would be excellent on like any other show, any other AEW pay-per-view. I would have been like, holy shit, Ospreay versus Pac. But there should have been a little more care put into how he put this Wembley card together. It really should have been full of AEW personal matches or dream matches. There ain't no way they're doing Pac versus Ospreay at Wembley and MJF versus Ospreay on Dynamite. Like that's kind of backwards.
It feels off. And again, this is nothing wrong with Ospreay. This feels like it's the opener as well. It's Ospreay and Pac.
I don't see Ospreay holding on to that international championship all summer. I don't think he'll be champion walking into Wembley. Actually, I kind of see Daniel Garcia as champion at some point. If only because he's been kind of the. If I was booking this fucking show, MJF and Ospreay would be the main story. They'd drop the belt down to Daniel Garcia, and he'd be involved in his own thing after he deals with MJF for whatever reason. But I guess MJF can steal the belt from Ospreay and then drop it to fucking Daniel Garcia because he owes him. Whatever.
I can't wait for international champion Jeff Jarrett.
You know what? At this point, have him come out with the Saw championship that he won. Unify it.
That's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Championship.
There it is. Why does he Saw? That actually would have been a little bit.
It's in the name.
Anyway, shit. That's
like the involvement of Leatherface in that, which there's a long storied history of Leatherface involved in wrestling.
That was real for the sickos moment.
Yo, TNA was wild for the way they showed Robbie McAllister on TV.
You know what? Never fucking talking to Kyle Fletcher again.
Oh, I don't really want that to ever be known as the thing. It's like when they talk about the name of Test's fans.
You tried auto-correcting it. Are you serious?
Fleshlights.
Gordon Grace's comment?
The Texical. Fletchlight shirts dropping win.
Oh, no.
That's great.
I give it 2 weeks.
What does Sky Blue think of all this?
What are we? Nothing. She's trying. She apparently doesn't think. No.
The last thing we did have that I don't know if we discussed was the Mercedes Mone Double Championship victory toast.
Yawn.
Money.
Using a variation of the Bret Hart catchphrase in Calgary. That was definitely a choice.
A variation is one way to put it. I
wanted to be nice to our CEO.
We were talking about this a second ago. Jesus, Mystico versus Jericho, first time in 30 years for Jericho. That should actually be great. I fucking hit a button and I almost reset my whole shit.
Oh no!
Yeah, boy.
While a lot of people might have been off on tonight's show, the one shining star throughout the whole night that honestly saved a lot of things, and I'll get to him later, but I just want to give a huge shout out for being a huge savior for the night is Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I'm not going to get over the fact that he didn't get involved in the Bryan thing at all. And the commentary was teasing it the whole match.
Yeah.
Because then that makes me feel like it's only one of two things that can happen. Either he wasn't cleared, and then that's why we got these switched around matches at Wembley, or this was always the plan, and Nigel was going to fuck him at Wembley. But, that's dumb. If Nigel was ever going to be able to wrestle at Wembley Stadium, would have been the moment. So I have to assume that he just can't wrestle.
Yeah, I ponder because it's weird to think that they'd be saving that when we are so close, and there's not going to be much more opportunities to jump in there, right?
Well, no, my thought was that they would do the double retirement, which is kind of what I thought they were going to do at Wembley when I didn't know they were going to do a super show for Bryan's retirement in Tacoma Dome. But no, I'm sorry, Kitty.
No.
It's okay. She didn't get mad. She didn't run away from me, and she let me keep petting her. So this is a win.
Yeah, baby. Give pets for all of us. Well, that was Dynamite, I think. Do we forget any other aspects of it?
I would point that someone brought up in the chat I just read.
We have a chat?
I don't know. I see a chat. I'm reading it right now. It's about next week.
Share it.
And the Mercedes Mone situation.
Caesar, share it.
I know how to do that shit.
I
know how to read.
Can
read it, yeah.
Me. Hello. Okay.
It's just Jesus. Oh, I'm mentioning about how the whole open challenge thing. Yeah, there we go. And I was reading it, and I've seen a bunch of rumors of who else could be showing up, and the list is ridiculously out of control. Natalia is one of them.
I mean, Natalia makes sense. She's got a contract coming up, and you know what? If it was gonna be a one-off appearance like that out of nowhere, fucking cool. Even though it gives heavy 2014 WWE Raw vibes, but whatever, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine, I guess.
It's fine, I guess. It's okay.
It's fine. When is Natalia's contract going up?
It's supposed to be it might actually be up, and nobody reported it.
Because I was hearing people saying a variety of different things. I'm like, I don't think anyone's ever truly like come to the conclusion yet.
All right, we've got a bigger problem. This cat just got comfortable on my lap. I can't access my keyboard. Anyway,
it's illegal to move when there's an animal sleeping on you too.
It's fucking truth.
Federal offense.
I wanted to. The Mercedes Moné thing. This was fine. She's a heel now, full on. She's fucking with Calgary. She did flub the Brett line. It was very. It was very cut and paste. I feel like we didn't really get any plot development. Britt came and ran her off, and then we didn't follow up.
Security.
She did beat up security.
She walks through them too.
I guess they had I guess they got to speak to each other last week. So if another promo battle would have been redundant, but it felt like we didn't really get any forwarding here. Like they didn't feel like much was going on. We'll see though.
Right. This felt like that kind of WCW thing where people have to make X amount of dates. So you're just kind of popping them in a spot here. All right, boom, we've dealt with that.
Well, there's a truth to that, and it's not even the amount of dates. It's more that the actual math and how much they paid for Mercedes and how many times they're going to use her. Where I feel like they might feel locked into using her more than they have to, which is fine. I mean, what are you going to do? Play Monet? Oh no, you shouldn't have been paid so much. Got to blame the booking. She doesn't book that show as much as people want you to believe that.
But she's the CEO.
She is the CEO.
Control, isn't she?
They all do. That's the funny thing.
Okay.
That's why I try to tell you guys, please raise your IQs and your media literacies when it comes to things like that. Because they asked her a question based on the fact that most people in the company have a certain level of creative control. So they asked her, do you have it? She answered, yes, I do. She's the same amount of creative control that Will Ospreay has, that MJF has, probably less than Chris Jericho has, because he actually a creative consultant for the company. Like in this actual position.
He better keep saying, bruv. He
better do. Maintain that. And if you are looking to improve your IQ, make sure you go to tutor.com and use promo code. No, I'm just.
We can make that happen. If there's one thing I want to do, it's help pro wrestling fans. That's why I turned Dershi Radio into a pop culture page, because you're all uncultured. But we're gonna get Tutor too. Fuck it. That's what we're gonna fucking make. We're gonna dedicate our lives to fixing the pro wrestling fan base. And our first action is to get a Tutor.com promo going.
All right, I'll get to work on that.
What was that?
Is that actually a site?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Okay, I didn't know that.
A service of the Princeton Review.
Oh, look at this.
I love this theme song. I just want to bring that up.
It's grown on me.
I didn't like it last week because I was ready for Hangman, but I heard it a couple times and I'm like, this shit kind of slaps.
Yo, this was a moment right here too that not a lot of people talked about, but I really appreciate it, where Jeff Jarrett is 100% expecting Hangman to come out the heel tunnel, but he's coming out the face tunnel.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. Look at that shit. Look at him.
Yeah, you even said it on commentary too.
That's because Hangman doesn't believe he's a fucking bad guy. Why would he walk through the heel tunnel? And you know what? He's not. How could you call him a bad guy? Because he's angry? Because he beat an old man in a tournament? It's a tournament. He's trying to win a championship. You're talking about the son of a bitch who fucking broke into his house and put hands on his baby. There's no, as a matter of fact, listen to Hangman's promo last week. I felt guilty for cheering Swerve. How dare I? What was I doing? I forgot. He's a scumbag. It's Hangman Page who's the hero. The hero of this fucking company.
And look at the thing too. He begrudgingly knocked on the Elite's door. But again, Hangman just wants payback. A dude literally broke into his house. Who wouldn't?
He's going to. That's why I wanted to give him the big crowning moment. I almost wonder if they've booked himself into a corner where you have to give him that moment, or he won't come off well. Like, he has to beat Swerve. He has to win the title from Swerve. And if that's the case, then maybe the idea is that they're not ready to take the belt off of Swerve yet. And that's why we're doing Bryan. Because I just... I enjoy a lot of storytelling media, whether it be movies, books, fucking even audio form stories. You know, this story doesn't have a justifiable ending unless Hangman gets his revenge. It doesn't matter if Swerve is the good guy now or if he's the champion now. It only makes sense if Hangman takes it all from him and burns his life down, because he deserves that. You know, that's the way they've written the story. So it would really disappoint me if we fumbled this perfect moment, because last year we had another perfect moment in our hands between the Young Bucks and FTR. All these fucking belts are floating in the air. The Young Bucks have the AEW championships. Fucking FTR had the tag team championships for almost every other company on the planet. They could have main evented Wembley Stadium over MJF and Adam Cole. Absolutely. And the company fucked it. And then we go on to do the match anyway later on at some B-level pay-per-view that doesn't fucking matter. And nobody remembers.
No titles.
Nobody remembers this match. So I am scared that we fucked this Hangman thing up.
There are some blunders, but again, I appreciate, and John, I never really thought about that until you brought that up, but like, Hangman literally won a match. While Jeff Jarrett was a sentimental choice for the tournament, Hangman's there to win the match. And remember too, Hangman took on one of the top heels in the whole company in Jay White and was completely ready. And he beat him too. And he was ready to take on his friends if they got involved. But the Elite step in and say, no one's going to be a part of this one.
I'm really interested in where they're taking this. I thought it had an obvious ending. Now I'm kind of intrigued in that. I don't know where it's going, but I'm also scared that they're going to fuck it up. So here we go. I'm down though. Yeah, man, I guess that's Dynamite though, isn't it?
I think we made it through Dynamite, fellas. Who's ready for some fun showings? I would try to click on stuff, but it's freezing on my end. John, would you do the honors?
All right, let's fucking go. It is our hello. What do you think was your? I mean, we don't even got to get into that. What the fuck was the segment of the night? We all know what that was.
Hey, the segment of the night. Remember, that is brought to you by the Cold Case Project. I just saw my brother Toni today. It's a channel that focuses on all kinds of disappearances, murders, and other cold cases. So if you are into true crime by any stretch of the imagination, you want to watch something, you want to have something to turn on in the background for a couple hours, Cold Case Project is right there for you. Segment of the night.
I think it's unanimous.
I'd say so. This was my segment of the night.
That picture
might be a segment of the fucking year. I don't know, man.
Dare I say you're right.
I mean, it hit. You know, it's crazy. I haven't enjoyed a segment this much in a long time.
It was such a good timing too of how it turned out.
Oh yeah, dare I say too, like this was definitely the segment. This was the moment that woke up an entirely dead crowd. So many other major top stars that night couldn't.
I thought for sure, like there was something about Mariah being the one to turn instead of Toni, and I thought for sure when Toni took them fucking shoes and walked up the ramp, I was like,
yeah,
watch for the show.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But that's
I thought when she like stopped halfway, I thought she was getting ready to throw something.
That was perfect though. Like that, I felt like those moments were on purpose. There were things that they wanted us to think that they didn't follow through on, and that kind of gives me hope that we know what we're doing here. But like I said, like the Bryan thing with Nigel, there were the moment, like just Nigel being on commentary. Like, did we do this because we want people to think that was going to happen and we wanted to swerve them? Right. So yeah. Shit. Match of the night.
That kind of deception moment.
Where's our match of the night graphic? No.
Yeah, where is that? Where did that go?
It's gone.
Oh no.
Did someone delete that?
That might have been me by accident while getting rid of matches.
I don't think so. Who was on last time? We'll blame them.
I blame Matt of the Impact Podcast.
Matt,
you son of a bitch. I'm gonna break your ankle again.
Again? Oh my god.
Kurt Angle, baby.
What did we used to have with Match of the Night? I don't even remember.
Match of the Night was powered by, was it Delphin Pod? There you go. Match of the Night is powered by Delphin Pod.
John's just throwing it out there.
Found. By the way, before we get into the Match of the Night, for anybody who's listening who's a fan of the Dirt Sheet Radio podcast, I want to apologize because I have been fucking swamped for the last 2 weeks, and I have not gotten an audio version of the podcast out in 2 weeks. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. We are so fucked. We're so fucked. But I apologize.
We still love you.
Anyway, I imagine Dolphin Pod's gonna be calling me soon, like, hey,
hey, let's talk.
Doing all those videos. Where's my fucking audio?
Mr. Dolphin, please.
Mr. Dolphin, please don't do this to me.
Not my legs.
Not the other leg this time.
I'd like to introduce you to my friend Tanya. No. Match of the night? Anybody?
The Fatal 4-Way. Straight up. That was a sweet match to watch.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool.
It
had all sorts of different styles, and it was you literally was like seeing things, anything from Kyle Fletcher's bouncing around, getting launched and taken out to Claudio's power against Pac, ISHII just being a brick shithouse. Can I say that? Yeah, I can say that. And just throwing people around. So yeah, it was good to watch. Actually made me want to sit on the edge of my seat and watch.
That was a fun moment in that match where they were all fighting over Kyle Fletcher's dead body. It was like 5 minutes of it too. I
want it.
I thought he would win. I thought he was getting set up to win.
No, that's what I was thinking too.
But Nick, match of the night.
Oh man. I have a few, because it's hard because like all the matches were pretty decently done tonight. This is why. Thank you. This is why I think that Jobber of the Night's going to be the hard one to pick. But honestly, when I think of match of the night, I want to be able to say this one more time. I'm going Hangman Danielson.
All right, fuck yeah. That's also my pick.
All right. I had a feeling. I was worried. That is such a clear picture too.
It is, but that's mostly because I took that screenshot myself on the Fight TV app, and I actually got to edit it. But that one I didn't take myself. You can see no Triller watermark. That's not me.
This is Triller.
Yeah, Triller time.
I always start like randomly saying because this is Triller anytime I pop that on my TV.
Yeah, this was definitely my match of the night. I'm fucking down. I'm sad that we're never gonna see this. I'm sad that we're never gonna see this match again. But it really fucked me up. That ending fucked me up. I've never had a Bryan Danielson situation where I was like, oh, he's winning. Like, what? I'm not sure I even wanted this. But I'll take it.
John's saying that about a Danielson match? What?
That's crazy. The Hangman match is right there. Anyway.
Well, you see, John, because 10 years after WrestleMania 30, we need another triple threat.
Fuck it. I mean, if that... We'll see. I'm still gonna hope that it's. What the fuck?
Hey, look, it's the live leak watermark again.
Nah, man. Match of the night.
What is happening?
Match of the night. I'll miss their series. I might go back and watch the other ones. That first match is literally. The first and second match, one of the fucking best matches in AEW history, and this match was worthy to stand next to it. So I'm okay.
Look at him go, my man.
This is great. The master of the small package, by the way. Never forget Bryan Danielson's self-imposed nickname, the master of the small package, winning a world title shot with a roll-up, not a small package. Disappointing. I'm actually going to go right to Warner Brothers about this and maybe see if I can dig up Ted Turner. He's not dead, but I feel like he'd want to hear about this.
John, I think the time has come for the class action lawsuit against Tony Khan.
This is it. Yeah, his fans are so fucking mean to me online that I'm going to report him to the FBI. We'll see how you like it when Joe Biden comes for your ass, Mr. Tony Khan.
Which I can't think of a single other sport that has ever happened in the history of the world.
Biden versus Tony Khan and all in. Let's go.
Yo, WWE fans, get your fucking boys, because get your boys. They're calling FBI on Tony Khan and shit. You're allowing that? That's you? You want that to be representative of you as a person? I would.
Swatted.
I would. Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight, Bryan Danielson.
Oh, look at that. We got 3 unique Dynamites.
Whoops!
Yeah.
Hide that shit. No.
What?
No, man. That's it, though. Megastar of the night. Fuck. Whoa. Is this easy for you? What are you thinking? Caesar?
I'm only saying this because it was good to see him in a match, and he actually got them.
I love Toni Storm.
That's a whole new to have. I'm gonna give it to Kyle Fletcher, honestly.
Okay.
Wow.
Thrown around and like dropped on his head, and some of the selling he did.
We got ourselves a Fletchlight here on the team.
No.
Yo, that's it. I didn't name you. He did.
I'll look at his t-shirt, maybe.
He's a Fletchlight, everybody.
I give you one piece of credit. I hate it.
Jesus says Mariah May will always be my megastar of the night. Understandable. She is a black
shot of her was amazing.
No, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to be saying here. Mariah May is my megastar of the night because remember, she woke up this dead crowd, and she did so by making somebody else become dead.
Listen, she went out there and she came across like a whole other character too. That's another thing. Like, that's why I can't wait to see her next week, because it came across like this is not the Mariah May that's been on AEW TV for 8 months. None of this was shown to us, or that she was capable of even doing things like this. So next week she's gonna be a whole other person.
Yeah, dude, no, this is exactly what I think. This moment too is much bigger than the MJF turn, because it's like we've all seen MJF. He openly says he's a scumbag, but this in particular, this is so vastly beyond anything that they have already shown us about Mariah May, and I love it, and I can't wait for more.
Hey, Sue's brought up Renee for standing up for herself. That was actually cool. She's like, "Hey man, what the fuck? I'm trying to do my fucking job." Here's
something to throw out there. Hangman disrespecting Renee. Could we be seeing Hangman Moxley again soon?
That's actually a great point. And I thought about it for a second. He kind of gave her to get out of here, because it was weird that she stood up for herself and then he kind of dismissed her anyway. I was like, oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know if Moxley don't like that shit.
And they showed that moment an awful lot. And Hangman's already feuding with Moxley's boy Danielson. So
I'm still very interested in where they're going with him and Swerve. There's no, I mean, as a booker, for me, there's no other way to get to Bryan versus Swerve and then Swerve versus Hangman 2 weeks later, unless you don't advertise Swerve versus Hangman until after the pay-per-view. And then it's like, is that a mistake? Because there's only 2 weeks left. Well, then you probably have to set up the plot point at the pay-per-view that will give you the Swerve Hangman match. That's just kind of the only structurally sound way to do this without fucking Bryan and making him feel like he's guaranteed to either lose or win. But yeah, that's me giving an analysis on something that doesn't really need to be thought about right now at the end of the show.
Also, speaking of, this has nothing to do with, I don't know why I said speaking of which, but I'm watching a TikTok right now, and it's not Mercedes Mone messing up Bret Hart's catchphrase in Calgary. And it's LeBron James laughing.
In Calgary. I don't know if we can actually show this. It's very violent. Those are some stiff shots. I couldn't post a video on Facebook. I was actually concerned that they would say it's explicit content because they're fucking Excuse me.
To be fair, that one is exactly explicit content. Dude, they weren't even like doing like a still shot of it for a second. Like they would zoom in and quickly either transition or fade to black.
She's dropping them shits. Hello, NordVPN.
NordVPN, if you want to go and protect your system, go protect yourself online. Make sure you go to our website. John, what's the website?
Dirt Sheet Radio. The Dirt Sheet Radio section of comicbookclick.com. That's right. Join us at comicbookclick.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom where you'll find the banner for NordVPN, and you'll get yourself 72% off your first month if you order 2 years. They've changed it. So
what?
Ooh, they're getting silly.
They're getting slick, but that's not our problem. Woo!
But hey, guess what, too? You know, there's a lot of times I get really forgetful with my passwords, and if I go to NordPass, guess what? I don't gotta be forgetful no more. I can remember all those passwords everywhere I go and not have to worry about anyone breaking in and stealing it. So guess what? Hangman, if you really want to stop being mad at Swerve, make sure you just go get NordPass. Then you don't have to be mad anymore.
NordPass, NordVPN. I would say it doesn't protect you from the government, but it does protect you from your internet service provider. So definitely get yourself a VPN. But yeah, now final segment of the night. We should have like a final thing, like Wheel of Fortune. You know, the sound that plays. Wop wop wop. You're out of time. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. Jobber of the night, man. I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go first.
Ooh, okay. Good, because this is a difficult one to pick for the night.
No, it is difficult, and for that, I'm gonna go the easy route. Jobber of the night is anybody who still has something to say about AEW's women's division after this. After not just this, but after the past 12 months of rehabilitation, careful, meticulous. If you're still on that bullshit, I mean, AEW women's division, you're a fucking loser. You have no original thought. You have no ability to come up with your own fucking with your own opinions. You're a loser, and I'm sorry. You're a jobber of this night and every other night, but this night will be the only one I mention you. Get the fuck out of there, Caesar. I'm the big head.
The star of DSR.
Look at me. I have a lightsaber. Yay! I'm gonna watch The Acolyte. No, I can't do that today. I got shit to do. Fuck! Anyway, what about you guys?
Hey, Double Meat Dynamite. You know what? Jobber of the night? I'm going to go a little silly. I'm going to go and say Mercedes Moné because she messed up the catchphrase in Calgary, of all places.
Moné. Sue says Stephanie was signing to the feds.
No.
The feds.
Pretty much.
Dirty. I like it. Anyway.
For mine, I'm saying Joey Samoa because they killed him.
He did die.
Right.
He did in fact die.
He's still backstage in the Saddle Dome.
Done did it deaded.
But yeah, man, shit. That is that is our AEW Dynamite recap. But I did want to let you guys know that we're not always here on Wednesday. No, we're always here on Wednesdays. But we're also here on Mondays. And we're also here on Tuesdays. And not just us, actually. I'm personally only here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. But Nick and Caesar, Nick, you can catch him on the flagship Dynamite podcast, flagship Tertiary Radio podcast later tonight with our boy Greg. I will actually be missing out. I did want to let you guys know. Programming note, I'm busy. I double booked myself. No. I have a podcast tomorrow that I have to prepare for today. Join us tomorrow on the Major Issues Show where we will complete our read of the 4-year run of Grant Morrison's new X-Men. In 2001, Grant Morrison was hired from DC Comics, poached to Marvel, so that he can revamp the entire X-Men line. And for 4 years, he introduced many of the concepts that fans would go on to see today in X-Men 97 and other X-Men media. We decided to go back to the source with the upcoming Deadpool 3 and the previous Deadpool 97. So this very relevant show will take place tomorrow night, live on Dershi Radio and Comic Book Click platforms. So if you like X-Men, make sure to join us. But Jesus actually says Jobber of the Night is seriously Tony Storm. So I did want to give him his shout out for that. But as I said, Monday for Raw, Tuesday for NXT, Wednesday for Dynamite, Thursday for Impact, Friday for SmackDown, 3NT podcast on Sundays, Jersey Radio on Thursdays, and also coming for Sundays, Tyler and CJ's Level Up Adventure. Those maniacs, I love them. They're gonna watch NXT Level Up. You couldn't pay me.
Oh, they're just too silly.
But
I have their graphic up on there on the overlay?
We did, and as I was getting rid of graphics, I threw it out by accident. So I've been asking them to send me another one, which they said they would actually make a new one. So nice.
Well, we'll say this is them instead.
That's right, Tyler and CJ.
There they are.
You can actually guess which one is which. CJ is gonna have to be MJF because MJF was definitely going bald before he came back.
Uh-oh. Wait, CJ's bald?
No, I'm lying. I don't want to put him out there.
Want to find out?
Speaking of bald people, are you guys ready for this reveal?
No!
pulls off his face by
If
accident.
you want to find out, make sure you catch him on Monday for WWE Raw and tomorrow on Friday for WWE SmackDown. But you AEW sickos, y'all here with us. This is who you're stuck with. We'll see you guys, man. Thank you for joining us.
See ya.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, thank